Nice Hungarian style dessert. What is a sour cherry soup, cold sour cherry soup with some spices and curd cheese dumplings and some sponge crackers on the top. So I will show you the ingredients quickly. For the dumplings, I'm gonna use a curd cheese made of cow milk, salt, semolina, eggs. For the soup, we have a 100% cherry juice in this jar, some water, some spices like star anise, whole cinnamon, lemon again, vanilla, sugar, and cherries, sour cherries. You can use fresh or even frozen one. And finally, we will use some starch to make it a bit thick. For the crackers, actually I will make a simple sponge, but instead of flour I'm gonna use semolina and some cocoa powder, starch again, and a hint of cinnamon. So follow me and let's see how it looks like when it's done. Okay, as a first thing, I will just make the sponge, the crackers. For the egg yolk and the egg whites, I'm gonna put some sugar and just beat it up for a soft peak meringue. Okay, now comes the yolk. Okay, now I will add lemon zest. Don't forget to use only the yellow, the skin itself. We won't use the white part of the fruit because that's a bit bitter, so we don't need that. What I want is those taste crackers, you can say that, what is a bit more tangy, more like soury of the lemon zest and the lemon juice, what I'm gonna just add to it in a moment. I mix it well with the egg yolk. So now is the time to add our dry ingredients, the semolina, the starch, cocoa powder, and the cinnamon, ground cinnamon. It's just a hint of it, as I told you. First I just add 1/3 of the meringue and just incorporate them for a nice smooth, a bit runny sponge. So this is what we are looking for. First, I will bake it 180 degrees, and after that I will turn off the heat, turn down the heat to 100 degrees, and I will dry it. That's how it will be crispy. So 180 degrees. As a next step, I will prepare our dumplings. We need a nice pinch of salt. It was 3. That means you need a really nice pinch of that. Lemon zest. Okay. We need 2 eggs. And the pre-measured semolina. And with hand, I will give it a good mix. We don't need sugar for this because our soup and our sponge will contain the sweet part, the sweetest part of this dessert. At the first moment, when you mix it together, it will be maybe a bit soft, but now we will put it in the fridge, and after that our semolina will a bit soak up of the juices. That means all this will be a bit more thicker and easier to shape for little balls while we're gonna cook it in salt water. So this is the texture what we're looking for. Now I will cover it with some cling film and I put it in the fridge. For the soup, I will put some water with the same amount of sugar and the cherry juice with our spices, some lemon zest. It's so nice summer dessert, summery, because the lemon zest is everywhere there. If you watch the recipe, I put lemon zest in all the 3 parts of this dessert, and I don't use too much sugar in it. So 1 lemon juice in there, and I will boil it together. Now we can add our cherries, sour cherries. Basically, we just put everything in a pot and we give it a simmer. And once we set the taste, we can make it a bit thick and it's ready to chill. Our dumplings were chilling in the fridge, so now it's easier to shape them. So you can see isn't sticky, so you can just play with it with your hands and you can shape it to little balls, and this is how we're gonna serve it in our soup. So these are the sizes. Now I'll cook them for about 5 to 8 minutes. Our dumpling is just ready to take off the water, and where we're gonna place them is ice cold water to cool them down. Once all the dumplings in the cold water, you just refresh the water because they just warm it up, and what we need is cold water to keep them chilled, and you can leave them in the water until serving. Our soup is almost ready, so now I'm gonna give it a try how it tastes. Okay, let's put a little bit more lemon juice. And now I'm gonna put some vanilla. You can use vanilla beans, like this pasta, or you can use vanilla pods. So I think this is a time when I'm gonna make it a bit thicker. Just to think about, once it's cooled down, it's gonna be even more thicker. We don't want to make it too thick because that could be so firm when it's cold. Okay, it's so good. It's gonna be so fresh when it's chilled. Only 1 piece of star anise, give it a bit more fresh taste. It's so nice. It will be so cool once it's chilled down in the fridge. Our sponge just baked in the oven and cooled down, so now I will tear it for little pieces, like rustic pieces. And once it's all done, I put it back in the baking tray and I place back in the oven for another 15 to 20 minutes on 100 degrees to get them dry and crispy. So we are here with the last moments at serving our lovely tangy sour cherry soup, and I'm gonna start this with the soup itself, what I placed on ice, because I try to keep it cool as long as possible. So for this I just place 2 spoons of our soup in a nice plate like this. I place the curd cheese dumplings in the middle. I place some sour cream on the sides, because this taste is savory as well. It's quite good matching with the sour cherry, and it also gives a little nice texture. And as a topping, I just put some sponge crackers on the top. So this is the way how I make a sour cherry soup with Hungarian curd cheese dumplings, and I hope you will try it at home and you will enjoy it. And I also hope that you enjoyed the last 2 days with me and you tried any of these 3 recipes at home and you make your friends or family happy with that. So thanks for watching. See you next year. Goodbye.